This just got a lot more interesting. We get into the latest with Mason McTavish and the Ducks right here in this edition of Ducks Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the 9% of the ones who are watching these videos who have already hit the sub button, but 91% you have not subscribed yet. Not sure why. We're the newest Anaheim Ducks YouTube channel, so help out a fellow Ducks fan since 2003 and hit that subscribe button. So let's get right into the story. As we know, Mason McTavish, the reports of where Mason McTavish is at right now is pretty crazy. Ducks Mason McTavish skating with the Ottawa 67s amid contract stalemate. Of course, as we know, the Ottawa 67s are a junior hockey team, and that's where Mason McTavish is currently at, trying to stay in shape. With training camp on-ice sessions beginning today, Mason McTavish is skating with the OHL's Ottawa 67s. The contract stalemate continues in Anaheim. It's believed that Ducks prefer not to do a bridge, but no common ground yet. This is from Elliot Friedman, one of the top insiders in the NHL, speaking about the current situation with Mason McTavish, which is pretty wild if you think about it. What is going on with McTavish and the Ducks, him currently out there in Ottawa. It's not what you want as a Ducks fan. And also with this story, which makes it even more interesting, is comments from Pat Verbeek. Yeah, Pat Verbeek, Ducks GM, spoke about McTavish's holdout. And he said it's disappointing that McTavish is not with the team. Those were Pat Verbeek's words. Center Mason McTavish is not in training camp with the Anaheim Ducks amid a contract dispute, and General Manager Pat Verbeek says it's disappointing to begin preparations for a new season without the key forward. Yeah, I would say so, but the Ducks could have avoided this whole situation if they just would have paid McTavish's money months ago. They could have avoided this entire conundrum that the Ducks are now currently in. And the next thing is, trade rumors are going to start to pop up with other markets, thinking the Ducks would be, considering a trade of McTavish, right? That's what's going to start to happen next. So, yeah, it's just not a good look for the Ducks at all. And Pat Verbeek kind of spoke a little bit more about this. It's disappointing that he's not here. Obviously, this is what Verbeek said. We have virtually a whole new coaching staff, and the group is really excited like I've never seen before. There's a new system that's getting implemented. There's a lot of new things to learn, and it takes a lot of reps to get it under each player's belt. So when Mason gets here, he's got a lot of catching up to do. Now, that last comment there just seems a bit, I don't know, like he's kind of rubbing it in there. Yeah, sure, he has a lot of catching up to do. This guy is not like, 15 years old. He knows what he's doing here. These are professional athletes. I just think sometimes Pat Verbeek, the way he talks about these players, the way he looks down on the players that the Ducks have, it just does not create a good environment for the Ducks. It just does not create a good environment for these young guys, and it does not create a good environment when they're trying to acquire star free agents. Do you really want to play for a GM like Pat Verbeek that's always talking down on players to the media, that's always making it seem like everybody is under his thumb and he's basically calling all the shots and I do what it said, basically saying whatever he says is the law kind of thing. The way Pat Verbeek talks about Ducks players, I just don't like it. I don't really like the way the whole thing is being done here with McTavish. The whole thing has been, it's been wrong from the beginning, the way the whole thing was handled. And it's unclear exactly who has fault here. Who's at fault with Mason McTavish now with the Ducks right now? That's the question that everybody has to have. I don't blame Mason McTavish. That's my opinion. I don't blame Mason McTavish for holding out, for whatever he's doing right now. I don't blame him. I think it's great that he's out in Canada trying to stay in game shape, but it's not his fault what's going on right now. Mason McTavish did everything he could to get a new contract, had a great season last year, and, I think he really deserves a new deal. Now, who is at fault right now with what's going on with the Ducks? I think that's what everybody's got to sit down and kind of think about right now. Is this Pat Verbeek's doing? Has Pat Verbeek screwed this up this bad that he can't even get this done, right? Is it all on Pat Verbeek? Or is it ownership? Is ownership being cheap? They don't want to pay McTavish more than a certain amount per year, and McTavish and his representatives are not budging. But it's just a lot of unanswered questions right now with this situation, and it's unclear exactly who is at fault. I think that's what is the main question. Now, Verbeek said, I've been through this scenario. Yeah, you sure did, and you know how that ended with Drysdale and Zegras. It's not easy to join mid-camp or miss the whole camp. Camp is very, very important for a player's preparedness to go into the season, and of course, from that aspect, it is disappointing. That is what Pat Verbeek said. Verbeek also said that talks with McTavish's camp are active. They've made a lot of progress over the summer, but we're not there yet. Until we get there, he won't be here. We're closing in, I would say, but we're not there yet. Those are the words from Pat Verbeek. But yeah, like I said, these comments that Pat Verbeek is making about the McTavish situation doesn't really answer the question that I'm saying here, right? It does not really answer the question on exactly who is at fault with this going on, right? Who started this whole thing? Who didn't solve this problem months ago, right? Because obviously the season ended way back in April. The Ducks could have signed McTavish a long time ago to a new contract. He was under contract with the Ducks, and they didn't seem to do that. When did these negotiations really start? Did the Ducks offer McTavish such a low number that it was, something that kind of offended McTavish, right? That's something that I think we don't know exactly where the numbers started. What was the first offer from the Ducks, right? That really pushed away McTavish to now be September 18th and there's still no contract, right? That's a big question, I think. So, Pat Verbeek, this is basically his, I wouldn't say, this is it for him, right? If this thing is mishandled, even more, McTavish misses regular season games, and whatever. McTavish doesn't have a good season. The Ducks miss the playoffs again. Verbeek's gone, right? I think that's next, right? Joel Quimble's not getting fired after one season. It's got to be Pat Verbeek. He's got to be the next guy to go in this situation with the Ducks. He's got to be the next guy. And I think, just like I said, the way that his environment right now in management has been pretty poor, I think. It's not been good. It doesn't work, I think, in the modern NHL, the way he's running the Ducks. So it's not working. The players don't feel comfortable right now with the Ducks in terms of management. And Pat Verbeek's got to solve that problem soon. And it's gonna have to be solved with results on the ice, right? The Ducks have a good season. It doesn't matter how Pat Verbeek treats the players. If the Ducks don't do well again, then Pat Verbeek's gone. That's it. He's gone when the season's done. As always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Ducks. Woo!